Morning, you guys. I'm just gonna give it a couple minutes for people to jump on. I have some notes down here, so don't mind me. And I hope everyone's having a nice weekend. It's freezing in the Northeast. We went from like 90 and sweltering to gray and 55 degrees. So I have a runny nose and feels like it's winter. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lingani. Everybody is jumping on. So I'm going to start in a minute. So what I'm going to talk about today is I want to talk to you guys about how to do, because I have so many questions, how to, if you're using macro apps, how to set your percentages, what your numbers should look like. I wanted to clarify a little bit because in my other posts, I've said numbers like, 80% fat, 15% protein, no carbs. So I've had the keto police, some people think they're keto police, jumping all over me for saying no carbs. I think that you guys are smart enough to understand that when I say no carbs, I mean no processed carbs. Obviously, our carbs are going to be coming from what? Our veggies, right? Okay, so the only carbs you should be having is from veggies. So I just want to clarify that. And I'm going to go over percentages and all that because you guys have so many questions. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Danielle. Hi, everybody. This is like a great time for me to be on. I guess everybody's home and cozy in this gray weather in the Northeast, right? Okay, so where should we start? I would like you guys, especially if you're just starting out, to find some sort of keto app, okay? This helps you track where your numbers should be because I think in the beginning, even it was really hard to understand what we're supposed to be doing with this diet, right? So I want you to find a keto macro app. If you have one, great. If you don't, go find one. I'm going to say what I use just because I know you all will ask. I used MyFitnessPal. I used the free version. Most of you guys will be able to use the free version of your app. I liked the one that I used. It wasn't a keto app. It's just a fitness app and a diet app. So I liked the one that I used because you could go in your settings and set your percentages and I liked it. And it also had like a scan feature where you could scan a barcode so you could see exactly what was in it and it would put it into your calorie intake and all that stuff. So I liked mine, but now I know there's new awesome keto ones. So if you have one of those are great too. I just want to talk about how you understand where your numbers should be so that hopefully you guys can all get on the right track. I'm also just going to say for the keto police, I am just a regular person trying to help people be successful on keto. So give me a little slack, guys, right? And I appreciate all my followers because you guys are awesome. And I'm just trying to help you guys get there. I have been very successful on keto, as you guys well know. So I'm just trying to share my experiences and help make keto easier to understand for you guys. Okay, so let's start. So if you have a keto app or you don't, let's get one. What my macros and percentages looked like was, you ready? We're going to talk about percentages. Your fat should be around 70%, ideally, okay, if you have percentages. Your protein should be around the 25% range, and your carbs should be around the 5% range. Now, those are percentages in your macro app. Obviously, they're going to fluctuate a little bit depending on what you're eating, and that's okay. Some days my fats were in the 60s. Some days they were a little higher than the 70s, but you want to be kind of in those ranges, okay? So in the 70% range for fat, in the 25% range for protein, and in the 5% range for carbs. Make sense? Okay, so now we're going to talk about your macros. Macros are where it talks about, shows you what you're getting in like grams and net carbs. I like when you kind of check them both because then you can see where you maybe went a little haywire and then that's why you stalled or that's why weight wasn't coming off. I could easily see once I started really getting into it and the weight was coming off, I could see when I went back and looked at these like the next morning, I'd be like, why did I not really have anything happen? Or why are my keto test strips off? It was easy for you to go back and look through your percentages or your macros and say, oh, my protein was way over. Too much protein can also translate to sugar. Okay, so that's why we talk about macros and all this stuff. I don't track anymore because I've been in this for 7 months and I can feel when my body is in ketosis, and I know now enough about how to eat really well. But in the beginning, you definitely need these apps, and it helps you to understand the food that you're putting in your body and how it affects those percentages. Okay, so now we're going to talk about macros. Ideally, your macros want to be under 60 grams of protein, okay? And you also want to be under 24 net carbs. If you don't know what net carbs are your carbs minus any fiber you're having. So if your carbs on your app say you have 30 carbs, but your fiber is 6, then you're gonna say, okay, my net carbs are 24. Make sense? So that's what net carbs are, okay? And you also, in your macronutrients, want to be staying under 6 grams of sugar. When you put in berries and stuff like that, you'll see that your sugar will go up. But obviously that's okay because it's natural occurring sugar, but you want to use those in more moderation. You want to be under that 6 grams of sugar, okay? So I hope that helped. Now let's talk about good fats. How do you get your good fats in? People are always like, and I think I struggled the most with that. I think that's everyone's biggest struggle. Okay, so I'm gonna go over some good fats. Hi, Lenny, I see you. Hi, Winnie. Also, too, I always forget to do this. If you're watching me live, comment a 1. If you're watching me on the replay, comment a 2. If you're new, comment that you're new, because I love to say hi to all of you guys and welcome my new followers. So let's talk about good fats. Okay, you've heard me talk about before about how important grass-fed fats are and grass-fed beefs, right? If you don't understand, I want you to go watch the Netflix documentary, The Magic Pill. It will help you pull this whole kind of world into perspective, and it helps you understand why the grass-fed meats and stuff are so important to this diet. Do I eat regular meats? Yes. But when I can, I try to integrate grass-fed products, okay? So the first good fats that you're gonna use are grass-fed butter. That's an easy one to integrate, okay? So the one I use is Kerrygold. You can find it anywhere in most of the grocery stores. So that's an easy one that you can change over and use grass-fed butters, okay? Then we're talking about good fats. We're talking about olive oil. We're talking about coconut oil. We're talking about MCT oil, whole fat cheeses, right? You don't want to use reduced fat cheese or 2% cheese, whole fat cheeses. Avocados are an amazing source of fat and magnesium if you're feeling a little keto flu-ish. Sour cream, cream cheese, and heavy whipping cream. Those are all good sources of good fats, and they'll get your fat numbers up. What else? Nuts are great, right? No peanuts though, because they translate to sugar. Some people will say they can have a little bit of peanuts. For me, peanuts threw me out all the time, threw me out of ketosis. So walnuts, cashews, macadamia nuts are the best ones. They're full of good fats. So I hope that helped with understanding where you can get your good fats from, right? I want everyone to just use these tools to try to help you understand. You'll see that once you start using the macro apps and you start understanding your macros and watching your patterns and keeping your percentages, you'll start to learn, okay, I know my patterns and I know that I need to add more fats, or I know I need to watch my proteins. It helps you definitely to understand better how what you eat is affecting your percentages. I hope that made sense. Yes. Okay, so what did I also want to talk about? I have notes like all over here, so I wanted to talk about, let me see. Oh, okay, I also wanted to talk, hi Denise. I also wanted to talk about, because some of you have been sending me your macro pictures, and I want to talk about, I think because we've all been taught that a diet, which this isn't, this is a way of life, right? But we've all been taught that a diet is that you're supposed to be lowering your caloric intake. So I think a lot of you have been probably not eating enough calories, okay? So you want to be eating a normal caloric intake. Your body, when you enter ketosis, will take care of the fat and the weight loss itself. So don't be restricting your calories as far as dieting. Does that make sense? You want to eat normal. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Okay. You want to be eating a normal caloric intake daily. And you also do not want to be eating a crazy amount of calories. This is not Atkins. You're not like unrestricted calories, unrestricted fat. No, you want to be eating a normal caloric intake. Now, on my FitnessPal app, it would be saying like, I don't know, I think it used to say like 1,300 calories a day. In the beginning, was I consistently over that? Yep, because it's hard to stay within that calorie range when you're adding the fats. So I don't want you to be too concerned if your app says you're going over your calories. I would be like 400 to 500, sometimes 600 over the calories. That really didn't matter so much, but they were putting me at a 1,200 calorie range. So even still having that much extra calories, I was totally okay. So I want you guys to don't starve yourself, eat a normal caloric intake, and don't go so crazy if your calories are a little bit over what the app is saying is a normal caloric intake, okay? As long as what we talked about before, your macros and your nutrients are within range, you will hit ketosis and you will still lose weight, okay? I lost my first 20 pounds within the first, I don't know, I want to say it was like probably 8 to 10 weeks. And my macros every day, my caloric intake was over what it said. Hi, Melanie. Okay, so normal caloric intake. Your app is going to give you, or MyFitnessPal did anyway, you put in your weight and your height and all that stuff, and I'm sure the keto ones have it, and they'll give you a normal caloric intake. So if you're like my size, like I said, my app was telling me that my normal, it'll give you calories for the day. And the reason I liked too, the MyFitnessPal one, because it is just a normal diet one and it's about fitness and stuff. If you, because it's hooked up to your app, so you're walking, your phone, you're walking around or exercising or whatever, it recognizes that and will also adjust your calories for the day and allow for more calories if you're exercising, because your body needs a little bit more if you're exercising, right? So that's why I liked that. Most of your apps should give you like a normal caloric intake. But if you're like, I don't know, like I said, my size, I was 160 pounds when I started, and I think it said I was around, I don't know, like 1,300 or 1,400 calories I was allowed to have during the day. And then as you lose weight, it will adjust down too. But like I said, don't go so crazy about those numbers. I want you just to concentrate on those percentages and those macros. Those are what matter the most as far as steering you towards the right direction to being ketosis. So I hope that helps. Does that help? Can I get thumbs up again if that helps? I think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on today. If I haven't gotten to your add me's for my group, you guys all commented add me, and my videos have been going viral. So I'm only one little person typing to everybody. So it's taken me a while to get through all the messages, but I will get to you and I will add you, I promise. So if you want to be added, please keep commenting add. And if you have on my last video and I didn't get to you, I'm getting there, I promise. Okay. And also another issue that I saw was, some people are commenting add me and I'm saying that I'm messaging you. So if you saw that I wrote messaging you on your ad and you don't see my messages in Messenger, it's a security setting on your Facebook. So what you have to then do is friend me, and then you'll be able to see my messages. Make sense? Most of you will be able to see them, but if I say messaged you when I get to your ad and you don't see it for some reason, that's the issue. You have some sort of security setting that Facebook doesn't let you see messages from people that aren't your friends. Okay? I want everyone to have a beautiful, beautiful day. I hope everybody's staying nice and warm in the Northeast here because it's freezing. Freezing. What else? If anyone has questions about this, You can comment on there and I'll try to reach out to you. If you're new, welcome. Let me know you're new and I will get to your requests to be added to the groups as soon as I possibly can. I hope everybody's enjoying the groups. It's an amazing resource and I'm so proud of all of you guys and thank you so much for trusting me. And I look forward to seeing all of your results. Nothing makes me happier than when I open that inbox and everybody's like, thank you, I lost 9 pounds, I lost this, that, the other thing. The health benefits that you will get from this lifestyle are amazing. And the weight loss is just a plus, right? We're about, one of my friends just asked how cold are. It's about 55 here right now, which is cold. Oh, I wish it was hot. I want to be hot in Florida. Someone's commenting that it's hot in Florida. I love summer. I'm one of those people that hates cold. So I want to be nice and warm. And I think summer went way too fast. We didn't have a great summer. So Veronica wrote, you're going to, after I go off, I'm going to post this and then you can rewind. And it will be, you can go back to the macros about how much carbs, how much protein, how much fat. Again, you want to stay under 60 grams of protein, under 24 net carbs, and under 6 grams of sugar, okay? I hope everyone has a fabulous day. I look forward to making more recipes for you. I've been doing some research, trying to figure out what I want to do next, and that's it. I'm going to spend the rest of my Sunday hanging out with my little one. Have fun, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks again for watching.